Hi, I'm Alexis.
I'm Tom.
I'm Mark Cass, and you're watching
Welcome to the D.
In this segment, we want to do what we call the top five. Anybody who's listened to the DCAP, hear Mark and me do this every single week. The top five basically is a pick where we decide to pick something, a topic, any topic, and pick the top five. We're going to try to put this out on social media every single week so we can get your guys' votes for your top five picks and then announce them on air. So definitely send them in to us because we might even mention your name. This week, the top five is the top five guitar players of all time. Great topic. We love it. We love music. Again, we're all, the Welcome to the D is a definite music show. So in this segment, we're going to go one by one, and we're going to go through our picks. So my number five pick, we're going to go from 5 to 1. Number five pick, Chuck Berry. I got to go because, again, a little old school. I know you may not realize it.
Iconic.
Yeah, iconic. Alexis here may not know who it is. Yeah, have you ever heard of him?
Just had to say that.
Number five pick.
Number 5, I'm going to have to go with Kurt Cobain.
Iconic. Yeah. The only thing I have to say about Kurt Cobain, he really did change the music industry in almost every single possible way. Good and bad. You guys, everybody can rule out all these different things with it. But so, what was your favorite song?
That's on the spot.
That's it. Love it.
All of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the whole
Mark-
Seattle scene was
Yeah.
cool anyway.
Yes. Of course, Mark did his last album in
Seattle
Seattle.
with the Godfather of grunge, Jack Endino, who recorded Nirvana's first album.
Exactly. So that's who did the last album on it, which is coming out, which will have some
Yeah,
songs
soon on
released.
RL Recording.
Yeah, RL Recording. So stay tuned.
My number five, it was flip-flopping between two people, but I had have to go with Eddie Van Halen. I mean, he owned the 80s. Two-handed tapping, and it was very underrated on his rhythm playing too. It was just awesome. The good solid groove on every tune, and just I don't know. Eddie was just, I mean, especially if you listen to isolated tracks on YouTube, it's even more impressive.
Yeah, and he's still rocking it well today. I mean, really, the guy's incredible. I don't think it'll ever change. I honestly don't think any of it's ever going to change. The guy, I think, is going to continually rock it till the day.
I mean,
he
the tap
dies.
harmonics, the pinch harmonics, the two-handed tapping, the great rhythm playing is just.
And not many people have been able to do the same thing he's been able to do all these years. So, again, iconic. All right, my number 4, Eric Clapton.
Slow hand, yeah.
Yeah, slow hand,
You know,
definitely.
he just played with Santana in London, right?
Yeah,
Was it Hyde Park?
Hyde Park, yes.
Yeah, huge festival, like what, 65,000 people.
Yeah.
Those old people still like
Yes,
rock, you know?
we still, rock and roll. Now, of course, we're Mark and me know the guys from Santana very well, and they were telling us about how that was quite packed, and it actually goes on. And what they do over in England, what they do different here in the U.S. is concerts go on from, like, you start at 6 and they end at like 4 in the morning, not like here where they start at 9 and end at 1, or in some cases
That's been going
11.
on forever. Like
Yeah.
Hendrix, when he played at the Isle of Wight, he just woke up. He's like, I just woke up about 5 minutes ago. It was
Yeah.
like put him on at like 2 o'clock in the morning, you know?
Exactly, yeah. So it's quite high energy. It's a lot different than what we have here in the States. So definitely, you guys got to travel at least once to go to a concert in London. Definitely different music scene, different vibe.
I'm going to have to go with Slash.
Yeah, Slash. He has had so many killer different styles the guy has created, and almost each time he's played, he's
Some
done
of his
different.
tunes, he felt like they were too funky, so he gave him to Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah,
His
exactly.
Mama Said, like My Mama Said, or whatever.
Yeah.
That's him playing on guitar on that, and then he did some stuff with Michael Jackson too.
Yes, he did. He did a ton with Michael. More than what has ever gotten out there in a public view. Slash has played on more tracks than probably people could ever know. If you start doing Wikipedia and going down the list, Googling it, you still won't. You'll be spending all day trying to
And-
find that info.
I mean, obviously, Appetite for Destruction is still
Yeah,
that's
it
the
is
iconic.
Yeah, it's so iconic that this is.
Mr. Brownstone and all that good stuff, man.
Nobody can,
hot
and no
songs.
one can compete with that. Still today, modern music cannot compete with that. Appetite for Destruction was still played in every single arena, almost every single event, any type of sporting event. It is definitely played. On to yours.
Number 4, Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath.
Yeah,
Tony, I mean,
knew that was coming.
come on, a guy who created his own genre. You can't beat that, you know. He created the metal genre, the master of riffing.
Yeah.
I mean, just this guy's got so many riffs, it's ridiculous. And on top of it, apparently he's got like thousands of other riffs that he has tucked away in a vault, and I think Brian May's in charge of it.
Yeah, and exactly. When that opens up, can we only imagine what comes out of there?
Oh man, he's just like I said. If you create your own genre, you deserve to be on the top 5.
Yes, I agree, totally. I knew that. A reason I didn't pick him on mine is I knew he was headed on there. I can only yield to that one. It was a great choice. All right, I have to say my next one, and my number 3 is actually your number 4, which is Slash. Of course, again, back to the iconic reasonings why, so same thing.
All right. So my number 3 is going to be Jimi Hendrix.
Mark, Mark, yeah, I was about to say, you're gonna Mark's gonna cry here. If anybody's seen a show that Mark's ever played at, ever, you'll know why Mark almost just cried now.
Yeah. Hendrix is the man.
Yes.
So I'll just kind of act like I didn't hear that, right?
All right.
Pretend.
My number 3 is Stevie Ray Vaughan. Stevie, besides the amazing playing, I mean, just the fact that he took a genre that was completely dead in the 80s. Everybody was embarrassed to play the blues. It was like when disco died. Nobody wanted to get anywhere near it. And he just stuck to his guns and single-handedly brought back a genre that was wiped out. And nobody nobody cared about it anymore. And one guy brought it back in a big way.
And Jim Gaines, matter of fact, was a big part of that. Yes, yes. So Jim Gaines, a big shout out to you, man. Great job on bringing that back. He did an incredible job with Stevie Ray. I mean, I cannot believe how they could take that genre that was completely dead as a horse.
And the funny part about that album, the In Step album that Jim produced and got the Grammys for, is they called him up and said, "Well, you're really not our first pick to produce this album, but we know you're clean, and Stevie Ray just got clean. We don't want him in the studio with somebody who's messed up." So that's a good start to that, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's an incredibly good start to it. I have to admit, my next pick, again, I mentioned the name, Carlos Santana. I have to put that on the list. You can't miss anytime that man plays. First chord, everybody can pick him up right away. So Carlos is certainly a icon, still playing today and still doing what he does best. Your number?
All right,
2
my
pick.
number 2, Sinister Gates from Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah, great band. I love that
I
band.
can't comics. I never heard of them.
Yeah, which
Can't say nothing
I'll
good
teach
or
you
bad.
something about
yes,
music.
yes. Mark is going to get schooled on some interesting music. Avenged is an extremely great band, great sound, great live stage act. I will have to take you to one of their shows. Definitely.
All right, my number 2, I go the same as Tom, Carlos Santana, for a variety of reasons. Number 1, there's so much to be said about an artist that's been in the industry for over 40 years and has had top 10 hits in every decade. That alone says a lot. Not to mention that his style of guitar playing is very vocal. That's what makes him so unique. When you hear Carlos play, he's like B.B. King. As soon as you hear 2-3 notes, you know it's Carlos Santana playing. In fact, I've on the Supernatural album, I believe that Smooth and Maria were already completely written, but they knew if they got Carlos's guitar playing on there, it would just make the track, and it did. And the interesting part is Carlos went from the early days where they had a ton of success with like Black Magic Woman, Evil Ways, Oye Como Va, Gypsy King, which were all other people's songs, but they made him famous. And then he went on to the Illuminations days where it was way more jam style music, ethereal. He became David Santana and that type of thing. And then to come out of that into the 90s with the guests, all the great guests on the album Supernatural, and kind of go from there. But
yeah, Supernatural is incredible. He has reinvented himself several different times. That band has gone so many different transitions. And also, he is one of the few people that can tour the world and fill every single stadium in whatever country.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter whatever continent it's on. This man fills the stadiums. It's amazing how he does. So I'm definitely been impressed with him over the years. I hope to get him on an interview. Speaking of that, Carlos, I'm going to put another one out to you.
Interview. I want to get a jam session with
Yeah,
him.
jam session too. Yeah, matter of fact, I'll even do that in live on television. So, all right. So number 1 pick, my number 1, Prince. Iconic in several different ways because that man can play every single instrument the guy could play and play it well. And also his vault, he had over 400 different other songs that no one ever heard. So I think that that's going to bring quite a bit different type of music feel. He constantly played with different sounds. And he tested some of these sounds in his hometown all the time by playing every night. So I think that
what's interesting about him too, he was known to pop into all the small clubs and play. When even like If he going through Detroit, all of a sudden he pop into a small club and just get on stage and play.
Yeah,
And-
he was notorious for doing that.
And it's weird the way he was, like, he's so flamboyant and looks like he commanded the stage, but they said he had terrible stage fright.
Yes,
Which is really odd.
he had an extreme amount of stage fright. Matter of fact, to the point where he actually got so nervous before he went on stage all the time that actually people were saying that almost to the point where he pretty much got physically ill. And amazing. Who would have thought? Prince,
And
of
he
all
had a
people.
rough childhood. I was watching a video on him that pretty much, I think both parents ended up abandoning him, and he was living like in somebody's basement. And
Yeah, he had a rough one, and look what,
Rough road to get there.
and he turned around and look what he did with it. He crawled his way from all the way to fame, but he stayed true with that small club.
And he produced his first album at 17, right? Where the record company told him, don't do it. They didn't want him to do it, and he did the whole thing himself.
Yeah.
Played all the instruments. I mean, it's pretty incredible what he did.
I love the guy, love all his music. And then I
But
think
he's not number one. I'm sorry. Just saying.
All right.
bear my witness, yeah.
This might come as a surprise to you guys. Definitely getting me through middle school. I'm gonna have to go with Mikey Way from My Chemical Romance.
My Chemical Romance.
Yes.
Yeah, Mike Way.
Yes.
My
I remember that name.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
I never heard of the guy. and I remember the name.
My Chemical Romance. I will get you into this music.
I don't
It's
know anything
great
about
music.
this stuff.
Love the band. I have actually my playlist has most of their songs quite a bit on it. So definitely great choice. I love them.
Number one on my list. Is there any question? My license plate is
No.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
The man, the myth,
And you
Jimi
channel him
Hendrix.
every time on stage.
the man,
Yeah.
dude. Number one.
I mean, every single thing the guy cut. I mean, it's amazing. In a 3-year career, the guy cut more music than people make in a lifetime. The terrible childhood he had, and the way he made it, and the rhythm guitar playing, stuff like Little Wing and Castles Made of Sand. And then, you know, from the jam stuff, like from Band of Gypsies, Fillmore.
Think about it. No one today has been able to beat his guitar play. Still yet today. I think that that's incredible in itself. It's a testament. We're talking how many years has it been? I mean, it's
Died in 70.
yeah. I mean, this is a man who I don't think will ever be replaced. Was out of time, ahead of his time, and it just
Dude, just walk up to the Marshall stacks, crank every pedal on 10, and just just like annihilate the crowd. Jimmy was the man. There's no. It's amazing. A 27-year-old. Till this day, nobody can. You know, people can replicate it, but nobody can. He just came from outer space with the stuff that he did.
so I said, yeah, definitely from another planet because that man was something else. He was
And I want-
inhuman in every way of that playing. That was just nobody can do it. And I hope to one day that there will be somebody. And not saying that your play isn't on level, but it's Jimmy was in. You're right, outer space, totally outer space.
The closest I ever got to Hendrix is recording with his bass player. That's
Yeah.
it, Billy Cox.
Yes, Millie Cox.
I do want to give one honorable mention. Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, well, I knew that was coming.
You know that was
yeah, it was coming.
coming,
Yes.
because it's that
And when you
guy's
listen to
style.
the radio show, we'll know that too.
Yeah, when you hear my music, you'll hear Tom Morello's influence in there too. But I mean, just the way he approached the instrument, like it was a piece of wood with strings on it and a noisemaker, basically that he'd play in time, and all the weird sounds on the Rage stuff, and just the killer heavy riffs. I mean, just amazing stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't even come close to even playing like that. Really, I couldn't. I would love to, but sorry, folks. Tough mark on that one.
That's the list. I still think you guys, Jimi Hendrix is number one. I'm just saying.
Yeah, okay. I'll give Jimi Hendrix definitely one. That's the reason, again, why it wasn't on my list. I knew it was on his.
He was at least in my list.
Yes,
Yeah,
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 exactly.
somewhere.
I just knew I didn't have to because Mark was going to cover it, so why I was not. Give it a variety. I thought about the variety.
A little contrast.
Exactly. So in our next segment, I'd like to go into an on-location interview that Mark actually did with two members of Santana's band, which is lead singer Andy Vargas and the drummer Dennis Chambers. Both incredible. Dennis Chambers is probably one of the best on drums ever. Period. Ever.
Yeah, one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, one of the greatest of all time. And Andy's vocals, Andy, again, good friends of ours. Andy is incredible. The guy is started at 17 with Santana. I mean, it's tough playing for Carlos. Carlos is definitely one of the best. And it's tough being in the caliber. Coming at 17 for Andy to do that was incredible. But in this interview, Mark basically goes down memory lane with them. So I love this interview. It's great. I loved it because you get some of the images, like one of the ones I can remember was when you talked to Dennis and about his childhood, pictures from his childhood. It's great. So I have to say, On to our interview.
Today on Welcome to the D, we're at Motor City Guitar in Waterford, Michigan with two world-class musicians, Andy Vargas and Dennis Chambers. We'll start with the easy question first. We want the Reader's Digest version of your career up to date.
This is the short version. Started when I was 4, playing in nightclubs at the age of 6. Came back to Baltimore, put a band together. I just picked up the drums and kept on playing, and that was the only thing that would keep me still. I been very blessed to be somewhat picked out to play with different people.
Let's hear the recap of the Andy Vargas story.
Very simple. I started singing close to 4. At 7, I guess I would, say that's the age with my dad, who would always have me singing with him traditional Spanish songs, mariachi songs, and I started singing those in my childhood. Right after high school, moved to Los Angeles and was able to get a recording deal. I heard of an opportunity that Carlos record label and his management company had put out, and I went out on an audition and to go out on a small tour that led to him saying, yeah man, you're in. Carlos, yeah.
I know you guys have both done so much stuff, but what would you say is that like one of the highlights of your career? Something that you really look back on and go, man, that was pretty damn cool.
Me and P-Funk, they were just so crazy, so different than anything else I've ever done.
How about you, Andy? Anything?
I mean, definitely like 5 years with Santana, the Supernatural tours.
Let's say you're gonna pick your top 5 influences. Who would you say they are?
Billy Cobham, Tony Williams, David Garbaldi, Lenny White, Elvin Jones.
All killer players. Andy, how about you?
Stevie Wonder, Anita Baker, Michael Jackson, Entourage years, Luis Miguel, Vicente Fernandez, Javier Solis, definitely Marvin Gaye as a writer as well as a vocalist.
When you guys think of Detroit, since this is a Detroit-based show, what do you guys think about when you hear Detroit? Is it strictly Motown, and you think of like Alice Cooper, Ted Nugent, the Crazy Guys, Eminem, the rap side? What are you guys thinking? Techno, house?
Coming here, recording in the early years with P-Funk. I mean, I always thought of Motown as just it's a place with a lot of heart, a lot of soul, a lot of guts. Also cold as hell. But that's what I think of Motown.
How about you, Andy? What's your?
Yeah, definitely Motown, Marvin. Recording at United Sound. Being able to do that record with you guys there, that was surreal, pretty amazing. And then definitely, I know that there's big electronic, techno, and house scene out of here, and I'm deep into that music. And definitely, Eminem and 8 Mile in the movie that he did. I thought that was great. Him being a rapper, then turning into being an actor too. He represented Detroit really well.
Once again, we'd like to thank Andy Vargas and Dennis Chambers, and we'd also like to thank Marty here at Motor City Guitar for hosting us. We'll see you next time on Welcome to the D.
All right, in our next segment, we're going to feature videos. So number one important lesson here, send us your videos for review. The 3 of us will review them. We're gonna go through it, and we're gonna make our picks and put them out on this show, and we'll promote you guys. A lot of countries to get out to and see. This is good coverage for a lot of new bands who have official original music videos. Send them to us. We'd love to view them, and we'll get them out there. So this week, our picks are 1, we're gonna take our song for this show, Welcome to the D, Mark's band, Slight Return. That video is in itself kind of typifies what Detroit's about, really. I honestly think so.
Yeah, I'm been promoting Detroit, like I mentioned earlier, since the 80s. When people were dogging the heck out of the city, I was at music school out in LA. Well, I'm born in Detroit, and my grandfather came here in 1929, and we've been a part of the fabric of Detroit. I'm born in Detroit Memorial Hospital. In 1990, I went to Musicians Institute in Hollywood, and of course, I used to wear all my Detroit gear, so they used to call me Dr. Detroit on stage.
Yeah.
And of course, it was when the Pistons repeated the championship, and I had a Bill Laimbeer jersey, which drew a lot of hate. And I had my Bob Probert jersey, toughest guy in the NHL.
Yes,
for the Red Wings, all my stuff, the gear had my wings and, all the stickers from Detroit on there. So I got harassed a lot, but I didn't care because I still was promoting the heck out of this city when people were hating on it. But luckily, we got a lot of cool drone footage in the video, shot by our buddy Wilson Sarkis. And we hope you guys enjoy it.
Welcome to the D, Slight Return.
the D! Welcome to the D! Well, the heartbeat of America, Detroit Rock City, City of Champions, the Jukebox Kid. We got Motown and my town and Hockey Town to see. With only one thing to say, welcome to the D. Welcome to the D. We ain't nobody's punk, hard work ain't pretty. When it's all said and done, success is just gritty. The world's ears are open, it ain't just me. When it's all said and done, welcome to the D. Welcome to the D. I've been rocking for years, seen faces come and go, seen the upside and downside, and all the even flow. But when it comes to the challenge, we'll rise up to be the best can offer. Welcome to the D. Welcome to the D.
Next video we got to feature is Kill for Eden out of London. Beautiful, awesome, female, powerful vocals. It is called Love You So. It's got a little bit of a popish, modern rock feel to it. Great video, great vocals. Cannot say enough about this band. I love this band. Big things coming from them. We have actually another release soon from them too, so on the label, so stay tuned for that. rlrecordings.com. So on to that video.
Take my hand and show me the way. Follow you. I wouldn't have said that yesterday. Today was the greatest day. Today was the greatest day. Don't let me go. Don't let me go. When your love is fragile, like nothing else, spinning on your captain wheel. Don't you ever let me go. The way you held me like you did today. Now I know, now I know, now I know I love you so. Now I know, now I know, now I know I love you so. Yeah, I know, I love you so.
Hi, I'm Alexis. This is my new friend Ryan.
Yeah, there.
So I do have a question for you. So what we're going to be doing is starting a new TV show that's going to be bringing back music videos, kind of like the old MTV before reality TV.
Okay.
How do you feel about bringing back music videos?
It's about time.
Yes.
Yeah, I miss those days. 'Cause all this so-called made-for-reality type TV stuff. Go back to the music. That's what it's about in the first
Definitely.
place.
Did you know they still made music videos?
Yeah, but only on CMT is the only time you can see blocks of music, as far as I know.
Where do you usually go to watch a music video?
Live music here.
All right.
With RJ Harper, one of our bands just got signed, so come check them out.
All right. Well, you definitely have to tune in and, get back to the old MTV style. Definitely get back to the music, what it's really about.
I hope so.
Everybody, if you wanted to make sure to send videos in to us, send them to music@rlrecordings.com. So definitely get them to us. Let us view it. Also, we love for our picks for the D Hour, which is going to be on the My Jam Music Network, aired 190 countries. Want to definitely get you guys out there. Send your videos for that too, so we can get them on different. Not only on this show, but love to get them on the network itself on a rotation daily.
And if you like, the merch that we got,
Yes.
welcome to the D.com. We got hundreds of designs, different items available, anything you can think of, it's all on there.
So promote Detroit, support Detroit, and again, if you're from Detroit, everyone knows the saying, welcome to the D. Again, it's great having the three of us together to do this. Show us the support. Also, send us your comments. We love to hear them, feedback. We always like to hear feedback. So send that to music@rlrecordings.com. Again, you can also check out everything at welcometod.com. And of course, our radio show is at thedcap.com. And you can catch us on social media. We're all over it. Definitely follow us.
If you like Slight Return, slightreturn.com.
Yes, lightreturn.com. Yes, awesome band. Check them out in their next stage performance. And check us out next week. We will have a new video out from Eddie Vargas, Santana's lead singer, called The Beat. So definitely we like to promote that one and promote his new music that he has. And we like to support him on that. And of course, send us yours in so we can promote all independent artists. We're big on independent artists.
Until next time.
Yep. See ya. This beautiful and wonderful location here in St. Clair Shores, just outside of Detroit. I come here personally, actually, for dinner at least once a month. Now, I love the food. I love the venue. You got one of the bigger venues in the city.
We do.
And definitely tell us about this event. What is it you get? What services you got here, other than the wonderful, awesome food, great drinks?
We're here. We're on the Nautical Mile in St. Clair Shores, Michigan. This place has a lot of history behind it. This was the original location of Brownies back in the day. So when there was a kitchen fire at the time, and they ended up tearing it all down, then they built this structure, and this structure was the Beach Grill at the time. And then we basically came in, took it upon ourselves, my brother and I came in, and we decided that this will be a great location to do more of a family-friendly restaurant as opposed to a nightclub / restaurant as it
I was
was.
just gonna say that wasn't those other establishments that were more like party area, weren't they?
Absolutely, they were, the last call bar, or they were trying to do the bottle service or things like that. So those days were great at that time, now into the future, those boaters grew up and now have had families and are having families, and they still need a place to come and enjoy themselves. The marina's a great marina. Jefferson Beach Marina is one of the largest marinas in the area, so our summer season is really, really busy. And we are open all year round. So what we ended up doing is we took this room that we are in right now. This used to be the restaurant side, and the other side was the nightclub bar side. So, so at 10 o'clock when the restaurant closed, then the nightclub would pick up till 2, 3, 4 in the morning. And of course, it would spill over on the deck, and they'd have different type of venues as far as bands and things like that. What we end up doing, we still have bands, we still have live music that we put on the deck. It's great, but it's more of easy list jazz. We'll get some country, we'll get some top 40, you know, things like that. We change it all up, and we'll start doing more and more of that here shortly. So.
Yes, and matter of fact, the last time I was here, there was you guys had a guy playing out there. It was incredibly good music, and yeah, you're right. Much lower key than most establishments have, where you have loud music. So this is definitely much more family orientated, which I love. The staff, I have to admit, they were on top of everything. They were always there. I have never had my drinks ever not been filled. So they've always had my drinks filled, my food's always on time, and it's incredible. So definitely, and it's great priced.
Great.
And I mean, it's moderately priced.
What's your recommendation?
Yeah, your biggest, yeah, they did.
Oh yeah, you guys always put me on the spot when it comes to that, and so does all my other guests. Look, no matter what we do, all our food is freshly prepared here. We cook from scratch, as we're a scratch kitchen. There's nothing frozen, and that's really the dynamics of who we are. You know, from my father being an executive chef all the way down, it's in our bloodline. You know, we pass that on, and we get that and continue that business model. So. I mean, our burgers are fantastic. Our pizzas are house made. We make our own dough in house, and you've got some great steaks. We've got the lobster mac and cheese. That's the favorite for everybody else.
Yeah, that's really good, by the way.
Yeah. So they like that. And again, our drinks are great. We pour great, and our service is there, and we make sure that it's all part of that. And it's a big place, so understand that. But we do our best to make everybody happy, because that's what we're about. And again, we're open all year round, and even the wintertime when the deck does end up closing, we do bring the entertainment inside for the wintertime and continue that business model. So
and definitely support your independent businesses. This is great.
Fantastic.
You're talking about family business. You're talking about people. This independent businesses. They're people that care. Yeah. It's not like a giant corporation. This is run like family. I mean, these are the people that you want to support. Michigan-based, family-owned, independent. So, I mean, we're all for independent bands. We're all for the little guy. We're all for the little guy versus the giant, the corporate giant.
That's the reason why we started. That's why I started. I wanted to start here, because this is definitely a great restaurant, and again, not corporately owned. This has got a great feel to it, vibe. Those in Detroit need to come here, and those who visit Detroit need to come here and visit us for sure.
We appreciate your hospitality, man. Thanks for
absolutely. Thank you, and I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.